Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and much appreciated you guys checking today's video out. Today guys, I'm going to give you guys an advanced tutorial on the Megabass Magdraft. Now this thing has gained in popularity every single year it came out with. Probably the most popular big swim bait in the United States right now, and there's a lot of detail to it, so we're going to give you guys sort of like the master's course in the Magdraft today. So before we get started guys, just a reminder about our Fish the Moment summer lake map breakdowns. You guys hear me talking about this a lot. We've got summer breakdowns of all the lakes across the country in the United States, 40 GPS waypoints with every breakdown. And if for some reason the lake you fish is not on the list we have, you can book a virtual lesson with me and we'll go over the lake in detail you want to with Navionics, Google Earth, and it just gives you a good way to get some good spots if you're struggling out there. So I'll put the link in the description. That's appreciated. Sorry about the chicken noise out there. We got our chicken coop over here, and the chicken, it's our new place. If you guys have followed the videos, you know we moved, so I think the chickens are a little bit disturbed right now. Okay, anyway, Megabass Magdraft, guys, let's get into this a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go through in detail about areas, technique, colors, and different stuff about the bait. First of all, the bait is ready to fish right out of the package. A lot of baits up there, there's, you have to modify them or do this and that. There's a few modifications I make, but not very many. But the main thing, guys, right off the bat, is just tie directly to the line tie. I usually use a double uni knot or a Palomar to it. You don't have to use any snap or any swivel. In fact, that I prefer tying straight to it. It just leaves less visual, and the head still works really good. So that's all you have to do with that. Most of the time, I'm using 15-pound test Seaguar and Vizex line. And if I'm fishing the bait really shallow, where I don't want to get it, if I don't need to get it very deep, say if I'm throwing it up around docks or if I'm fishing it around the edge of targets, I may go to 17-pound test Seaguar and Vizex, but most of the time I'll use 15, because in a lot of the situations I'm dropping that bait down a little bit, and the 15 still gives me the power, but it allows me to get that bait down a little bit deeper. Now the hook hanger here, guys, this is a unique feature of it. You can see here there's actually a magnet in the belly of it, and the hook will actually stay with that magnet. So what you want to do, there's a slit right here. You want to make sure one of the barbs is in that slit and it lays down like that. Now what this does, it gives you two hooks on the bottom. It makes it pretty weedless, but the best thing about it is it makes it less obtrusive. One of the biggest drawbacks to a lot of the different big swim baits out there is you got this big honking hook that hangs down off the end of it there, but when you put it in like that, it sets back nicely. Now when I first saw the Magdraft and I started looking at it, I said, man, this thing is going to be a fish losing mother. And it's not, guys. These fish come up and get this thing. They get those two hooks there, and very seldom will you lose a fish on it. Once in a while, if you've got conditions like post-frontal conditions where it's bluebird skies, sometimes they will come up and nip the back end of it there. And a lot of times there's nothing you can do about it. But if I have a situation, say for example, that they are, just nipping at it and I simply can't get them to eat it, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll add another barrel swivel to it. I'll take the hook off here and I'll put another barrel swivel. So I've got two barrel swivels, and it allows this hook to hang back even further back there. And most of the time I don't bury it in the belly if I put two barrel swivels on there, because it kills the action just a little bit there. So a lot of times I'll just let it hang free. It sticks out a little bit more, but it's still very serviceable and will work pretty good with that. And another thing about you're talking about the hooks and everything, a lot of people try to upgrade, modify the hooks. The hook that comes in the stock one works pretty good. It really does. There's not much you can do different with it. Sometimes I will put like a probably number 2 or number 4 Gamakatsu G Finesse as a replacement, but a lot of times I use the stock hook right here. But other than that, sometimes I'll pull it a little bit like that, try to work it up to get the bait a little bit softer. But when you rig it like that and fish it like that, you got that head action, the head's wiggling sideways like that, along with the tail. So it's just incredible lifelike looking action. Now the colors, a lot of times Color is dependent upon water clarity and light intensity. Megabass has a wide range of colors out there. There's not really one color that suits all. I don't have a favorite color. I usually let the color dictated again by water clarity, cloud conditions, and wind. On the one extreme, you have one they have called what's called an albino, which is sort of just like a white, looking like a pearly white. That's going to work really good on your lower light conditions and your little bit off-colored water. And then they have another one called the MB Gizzard Shad, which is more of a translucent. This is the new color here that they just came out with. But the MB Gizzard Shad, which would be for really clear water, and then everything else, completely in between that. So the areas, guys, that you want to fish with the Magdraft, it's pretty simple. Just fish it anywhere that you would fish a crankbait, a spinnerbait, a chatterbait, whatever. You can fish this thing in 6 inches of water, or you can fish it in 25 feet of water. It's got a really slow fall to it. So main thing is you have to really have a feel for the depth that the fish are in. If you're fishing main lake points, say in the month of June, post-spawn, when the fish are a little bit deeper, throw it out on those points and let it sink down 10 or 15 feet and start reeling it. If you think that those fish are up chasing shad or bluegill shallow in the back of coves, throw it back up there and start, keeping it in sight. Most of the time, I prefer to fish this bait just barely out of sight. Now, I've caught a lot of fish on it in sight, will come up and get it, but most of the time, I've done better if the bait is just out of sight a little bit. And it works all year long. This bait will literally catch fish 12 months out of the year. If there is one downtime to it, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be in super, super cold water. But anytime that water temperature is over 50 degrees from February into December, guys, I have the Magdraft tied on. And most of the time I do use the 6 inch. I use the 8 inch probably 15% of the year. They have a big 10 inch one that I use occasionally, but for the most part, it's the 6 and 8 incher. So anyway, guys, that's about all you need to know about the Magdraft. Get you some. It's the hottest swim bait in the market. It's been out for quite a while now, but it's just beginning to catch on now the last year or so. So give it a try. You guys will really like it. See y'all.